What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Shalisa if you're new here, and I am taking you all with me on my recent trip to London, y'all. Oh my gosh, I loved everything about the city of London. We decided to come to London to celebrate our official first year anniversary, but technically we've been married for 4 years. Yes, leap day marriage, but that is why we decided to take this trip to London, and I am so glad we did because London has a special place in my heart, y'all. Good morning, everyone, on this gloomy day in London. This weather reminds me of when we lived in Seattle. It's like a very light, misty rain and overcast, but everyone's like, this is normal, so you go on with your day. But today is straight tourism day. We're gonna go out and just see all the popular sites in London. We had a good start to our morning, so we're about to get at it. Let's go. Because London has so many famous landmarks like the Big Ben, Buckingham Palace, the London Eye. Of course, on our first day, I figured what better way to enjoy and see this beautiful city than just to walk around and see all of these major landmarks that we see on TV, but now that we're actually physically in London, we can actually see them in person. So our first day was completely dedicated to seeing all of the popular landmarks that London has. After we got tired of walking around in the rain, y'all, we decided we were gonna pop into the Natural History Museum. This museum is free and it does not require you to book anything. And it's a great option if you have kids, especially older kids, who can actually take in the exhibits and relate the exhibits to what they're probably learning in school. Either way, whether your kids are younger or older, I think this is a great museum to, one, get out the rain and just to see some cool, interesting exhibits. And this museum is super, super big. It is ginormous. So it definitely can take up a little bit of your time on your agenda if you have some extra time to spare. Now, after we left the Natural History Museum, we decided, you know what, it's time to eat. Before we even touched down in London, everyone recommended that we have to get Indian food. I don't know how I came across this restaurant in my research, but I decided that this was going to be our first Indian meal while in London, and the food was good. However, I was a little disappointed at the pricing. Our butter chicken cost 18 pounds. And it didn't even come with rice. Good morning, y'all. On day 2 of our trip in London, y'all, I had every intentions of talking to y'all, keeping y'all up to date with some of the highlights of our day yesterday, but the rain was taking me out. I've told y'all before, we have lived in Seattle, and so this weather really reminds me of Seattle, but it was raining hard yesterday to the point that like when we got to the Natural History Museum, I had to like change Parker's clothes and everything because it was raining really, really bad. And after we ate at both restaurants yesterday, I was not feeling well, y'all. I was not feeling well. The food was really, really good. I just think I ate something at both restaurants that I know I shouldn't have eaten, and it messed with my stomach. I don't want to give y'all too much information, but that dairy don't always agree with me. So my energy was low. I was like, I ain't got nothing to say to y'all. I ain't got the strength. But I feel 10 times better. And I'm super excited because we're about to go to this Peppa Pig high tea event activity that we booked. This was like the one activity that we have booked for our trip in London. So I'm super excited. And y'all, it is nice today. Let's see how the weather is right now. Let me show y'all. Look at the sun, y'all. The sun is out. We got a little quick peek of the sun. It is beautiful today. So I don't know how long we're gonna get the presence of the sun. I do not know. It's supposed to rain like our entire trip, so I'm about to hit these streets and take y'all with me so we can enjoy the sun while it's out. So let's go. With this Peppa Pig afternoon tea being our only paid for tour and attraction throughout our entire trip, I was super excited about it. I'm not always the biggest fan of going to super kiddie activities, but this one I was really excited about, partially because I knew Parker would love it and because I really wanted to do an afternoon tea. So I thought this was a happy compromise. I would highly recommend this tour to anyone who has little ones. I thought that the snack options that they provided us were great. Some kid-focused activities, when they add food into it, you don't always expect the greatest quality, but I felt like the quality of snacks that they provided us were really good. It is an hour-and-a-half tour that they drive you around the city of London, so you're able to see all of the major attractions. While on this bus tour, they played a few games. It was really nice. I enjoyed it. I'm not gonna lie. If and when we go back to London, I would not be opposed to doing this tour again, or an afternoon tea bus tour that is similar to this one, because I just thoroughly enjoyed this attraction. All right, so we just finished our Peppa Pig tour and it was so cute and so fun. I would highly recommend booking this tour if you are, if you have little ones and you want to experience a London British tea, but you gotta do something for the kids. If I'm not mistaken, I think they also have like a Paddington, whatever the teddy bear's name is, tour as well. So I will put the link down below to the tour, and now we're just walking around. Probably gonna drop some things off at the room and then just continue exploring the city. So let's keep on seeing what we got to see. After taking a little quick break and stop in the room, we decided to get a proper lunch. We found this brewery in the Soho part of town. Food was good. Definitely enjoyed getting some good craft beer. You all know I'm a big lover of craft beer, so anytime we can travel somewhere and they have a brewery and a craft beer spot, I'm always going to be happy. Thankfully, this brewery was in Soho, and because that was a area that we wanted to visit, we ended up popping into this photography museum. My husband, being into photography, he thoroughly enjoyed it. I enjoyed it too. I thought a lot of the pictures and the imagery that they had in the museum were really beautiful and had some deep stories. I would just not would not take your little ones there, but if you're into photography or you just want to, get a break from the rain because it was raining all day, I would definitely recommend this museum. After the photography museum, we also popped into this very famous department store just to look around. You all know I'm a big fan of buying luxury vintage designer items, especially handbags, and this particular department store had a vintage section. This store, they want some real shmoney for their items, so just keep that in mind. But I definitely think it's a cool place to pop into. Good morning, y'all. It is our, third day in London, last full day, and the rain is not letting up. The rain is not letting up. It does not want us to live our best life. It is raining hard and it is cold, but that is not going to stop us from enjoying the city. So we are headed to the British Museum right now, and we'll kind of see where the rest of the day takes us. So let's get on the train and get out of this rain, y'all, because it's cold. To close out our final day in London, we decided to go to the British Museum. This was a museum that a lot of people recommended to us. The line to get into the British Museum is extremely long. We waited for about an hour, knocking on an hour and a half just to get into the museum. The museum is free, but the reason why it takes so long to get into the museum is because they are doing bag checks. If you are able to bypass bringing any bag, I would recommend it, because the people who did not have bags were able just to walk into the museum. Because the British Empire ruled practically a good chunk of the world back in the day, there are a lot of artifacts from all different aspects of the world that are housed in the British, and the Rosetta Stone is here. So we definitely want to check it out. Although the line to get in the museum is extremely long, I would highly recommend just roughing it out and doing it. Again, there's so many artifacts from different parts of the world here in this museum that you don't want to miss it. This museum, just like the Natural History Museum, is super, super big. This museum, I wouldn't even be surprised, is bigger than the Natural History Museum, and there's just so many things to see. So many things to see. We did not get we didn't even go to every aspect of the museum because it was a lot. After the museum, as you can imagine, because it is so big and we did stay in there for a couple of hours, we decided to go get something to eat, and I just felt like it would not be right coming to London and not going to an official pub and getting some fish and chips. Thank you all so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please make sure you like this video, comment below, and subscribe, you guys. You know, I have so much more content coming soon to my channel, so you're not going to want to miss it. So again, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, I will see you in the next video below.